we're talking. We're back into the mountains. Happy bloody days. This is a lot better, isn't it? So this is me coming out of, where is it? Albuquerque. I fueled up there. And then headed north on the 55 up to Santa Fe. And then headed west a little bit, west-northwest. And coming up here this back road. Back road being very busy today though. And that'll get me into Moab. So I should be in Moab. Something like, hopefully, I'll be there for about 4 o'clock, I'm hoping. Flat to the map, we're keeping it lit. And by that time, Stephanie should have got me booked in the hotel. She's down in Seattle at the moment. Been to a ball game with the Bean. They've had fun, which I'm pissed I missed out with that, but hey ho. We'll plenty of other times. I definitely want to go to a ball game someday. And one of them football games, the so-called football games they call it. Get this is so much prettier after a day and a half sat on that flat. Oh my god, this is so much better. The big TV screen out there that I'm looking at makes it a lot prettier now. Makes it a lot easier. Beautiful, eh? I do like the mountains. Wide open, but with picturesque as well, rather than just like through Texas and the first part of New Mexico. Wide open with basically bugger all. Soon be home and back in my truck. We've only, what we got, 1,379 miles to my delivery. All I've got is out of New Mexico up to into Colorado a wee bit. Oh, scale. Did I tell you about the scale? Scale was good. I did tell you about the scale. Of course I did. I told you on the, when I was moving it. Yeah, up through Colorado, wee bit corner, the western side of Colorado, and then we drop down and we carry on up through into Moab, through the beautiful mountain ranges. You've seen them all before, you know it is. I just managed to get through there. It's not easy, you know. You know, after a day and a half of the desert roads, when you come to this, it's so worth it. I'm easily pleased, you know, driving on this. Cuba. Oh, I think I've gone wrong there on the sign. 29 miles. Shit. This is the, what's this, the 550 this is? The US 550. I usually go across the Interstate 40 right the way to the other side of New Mexico and then come up the way, but Paul told me about this, you know, my buddy Paul with the bonneted Peterbilt, and he knows all the shortcuts, that man. If it's going to save him time, he'll be on it, and he told me about this, and yeah, it does. And the road is a lot better. It's getting pretty bad through the Indian reservation, through, is it Crow or whatever, over there. It's really rough. And this is a lot smoother, a lot comfier, and just as pretty. Yes, I know, I'm on the white line. Thank you, co-pilot. It's always a strange one when it's all in the sand dunes and sand everywhere and no sea. Sand all around, they're all round everywhere, but no bloody water. Weird. So this is, I know I'm on the white line, but I'm not staying off it because there's bloody potholes everywhere. This is a wee diversion. Jim, my buddy Jim, has told me about. He said, hang a left there just after the truck stop. You'll be right. It'll cut Fangton, whatever the place is called, something out, which is quite a few traffic lights and shit like that. So this is a little longer, I think he said it is, but it's quicker, and it'll bring me out on the res at the other side, the reservation. He says there is a really sharp bend to watch out for, a big old pothole at the other side. So great, there we go. We've had the heads up, but this is all right. This is quite quaint. What's that? Oh, little wobble on. Different way. Well, try any different way. I will. I'll have a go at them all. So I'm on course for being in Moab in about 3.5 hours. So that's good time because it's only 1:45 now. So nice, just time. Quick dip in the pool, shower, and then out for dinner at Blue Bar. Blue Bar's at the top of Moab. If you come into it, they have groups on a Friday and Saturday night, live groups and that. Pretty good steakhouse sort of thing. You've got to get in there early. If you don't get in there early, you will not get a seat, seriously. It gets hideously busy. And it's first come, first serve in there. And then if not, if you can't get in there, another little haunt that I like is Moab Brewery, further down on the left hand side. That's about in the just by the McDonald's, you'll find that. Stay away if you're driving or if you plan on driving the next morning. Stay away from the Moab IPA, their own brew. If you're not driving, fill your boots. But if you are driving the next day, oh no way, Jose. That shit is potent. Grab yourself a can and take it home for your friends and things like that. I think out of the draft it's 9%. I think the cans are more stronger. They're something like 11 or something like that. So it is rocket fuel, is that gear. You won't want many of them. Stop for a build a sandcastle. There's the mountains. It definitely handles the bumps a lot better than mine, this truck. Obviously being newer. Fuck, I think I want to left here. No. Oh, we've got to stop though. Easy, Tiger. Oh, we're going over the rapids. I'll warm the brakes up a tad, isn't it? Anybody see the sign for that stop sign before? I didn't. On we go. Well, let me tell you about Jim Bob's shortcut. It's extremely bumpy. I'll give him that. Oh, and the sheep, Jim, as well, running about in the middle of the road. The sheep seem to have mastered, obviously, the art of getting over cattle grids, or whether they're meant to be on this side or not. So oh, flip! You've got to dodge sheep as well, but it's pretty quiet out here. I don't think we can't see it yet. There's that big old rock over there. That's where I usually run to the right to the side of that. On the left hand side, that's the other road that I can come up usually, which is probably, how far is that? That's a bit, yeah. no, it's not. That's not far at all. 20 something mile. Oh, 7.3, and I joined the road again. If we can stay in one piece before we get there. Holy macaroni. Oh, that looks bad. This is extremely, I think this is Navajo, I've mentioned before, reservation, the biggest one probably in the world, Indian reservation. Bloody Yowage. They have, Indians can build anywhere on their reservation. It's all their land, give them to them back to them, which was their land anyway by the American government, obviously, in a way of saying sorry for kicking shit out of you. They can. It's difficult for them. It really is, because a lot of them don't go to school, don't do education. There's a lot of abuse, as I've mentioned before, on the reservations and stuff like that. And they'll so the work is very scarce. Well, look at it. What the fuck are you going to do out here? You know, this is what they give them. There you go. There's no prosperous land they gave them. You know, this goes back hundreds of years. They gave them basically, well, they gave them land. They give them, so they can build on it. They can just put their fence up and call it good, call it theirs. They can put it here, put it there, put it wherever they bloody want, basically. And they're not going to pay anything for that land. But the problem with that, because it's not actually their land, it's the reservation land. They can't get mortgages to build a house, so that puts it. But they can for, say, a mobile building or something like that. They can get credit on it, or they can either just bang it together and build it themselves, which you see a lot of, which looks pretty run down, obviously. But if you've not got a great lot of income coming in, what the hell can you do? You know what I mean? And you basically catch-22. If you're born into that, how the hell do you get off the res? You know. You need money to get off the reservation, to get out of that place, so it is very, very difficult for them. It really is. A whole lot of sand. What do you do with sand? Apart from sandcastles, build a hole. Build a better road. Oh. Jeez, I'm glad I'm not in mine. I don't think I'd bring my own truck down here.
We found a faster route via I-84 West, which saves 2 hours and 30 minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no thanks.
Hell yeah, we'll have a bit of that, thank you. Flat to the mat, Friday practice. It's not Friday practice, it is actually Friday flat to the mat. But there'll be no flat to the mat on this bloody road, that's for sure. I think I've only got about 240 miles to do to Moab. Here we go. Just actually missed half of it, but this is as you drop down through, there'll be government buildings, those ones. Oh, reservation, get off there. Reservation buildings. So look, I think there's actually 4 houses in there, or 3 houses in one. So it's very, very poor, really is, you know. Pretty shit, really. But every country's got the same, I'm afraid. You know, Spain, everywhere. You look, England has got shitty places as well. But I hear this stupid thing that really annoys me. That's one of the dumbest statements ever. People go to places like, I don't know, let's say Dominican or Brazil, and they'll go for a tours round, or anywhere where it's really poor with borderline third world. And they'll go into the plantations and shit like that, and they'll see the kids. Here's the statement. And they'll say, but they're always happy and smiling. So, you know, does money really matter and stuff like this? They're frigging kids. Of course they're happy and smiling, that's what they do. And you're giving them a goodie. They haven't had any sweets or something like that handed out. Look at the face on the parents. They are bloody happy because they know the worries and the woe, you know, kind of thing. They're fucking always happy. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to fire it in for a coffee from McDonald's, it'll have to be, because there's nowhere else to get a coffee. I've got to stop for a 30-minute break. So, where am I going? Where's the Vernon parking for McDonald's? That, I'm too heavy to go. That drive-through looks a bit small, doesn't it? Only joking, everyone! Oh, I hope this isn't going to be a dumb one where I've got to do that frigging app and shit. I ain't doing no apps. I just want to... Maybe I can wait until he comes out and hijack him and sneak in. Oh, it's a coffee. Coffee and peanut butter sandwiches, that'll have to do. There's Wilson Arch, if you look there. Can I show you? It is, well, there, somewhere. Can you see it? There you go, that's Wilson Arch. Lopez Arch is just behind me, but there's the sign for it, but I can't bloody find it. I'm going to find out when I stop in Moab tonight. I'm going to ask about some locals or something and see where the bloody hell Lopez Arch is. Because I come past there regular and I keep looking, and I've even stopped, got out a couple of times, and there's nowhere to walk through or anything. There's just a sign for it. You can't bloody see it. Oh, I need to investigate a little bit more. This gets me every time. I know I say that. And I keep videoing it, and people must think, oh God, we've seen this before. I don't care. Bugger off if you don't like it. Watch something else. I like it. I love it. Absolutely. Look at the art. It's just natural beauty, just like moi. It is cool. It's a cool place. It's up at 34C. Whatever that is, bloody hot. 80s, 90s, short 90s in it, something like that, I don't know, in American money. And that's at 20 to 6 at night here. It's 20 to 5 at home, 20 to 6 here. It's only an hour ahead. So I'm not far off Moab now. That's a nice time. Stephanie's booked me a hotel just on the entrance as you come in. There we go, Wilson Arch on the right. It gets very cold in winter here. Oh my God, I remember once I was parked up in the town, the usual place at the back of the supermarket, and I went to walk to the pub. I got halfway up the road and I'm like, nope, I ain't doing this. It was bloody freezing, man. That wind was evil. Bitter. During the day in winter it's not too bad, you know, with the sun up and stuff like that, but as soon as that sun goes down, man, it can get evil. It really can. And give it another 3 weeks a month and it'll be exactly the same. As soon as the sun goes down, boom, boom, cold. So just a little heads up, remember that if ever you're camping out here. Take plenty of stuff. I've just noticed something. The old road is up there. Just as I come down here, you notice something different every day on the road. That shelf up there, that's the... Oh, we aren't going in that now. We decided not to, aren't we? That's the old road. How bizarre. Before they obviously kicked a lot of it out and moved along and developed and things like that. Yes, I know I'm distance warning. I can see a great big truck in front of me. Thank you for your assistance package. yeah, so where it came out further along here, now I don't know, maybe it joined back in here, but that is where the old road is. Maybe you need to look into that sometime, a little further, perhaps. So here he is, we're dropping down into Moab. I can't remember which hotel she's brought me into. What was it? La Quinta? Was it La Quinta? No, not La Quinta. Not one with Quinta and there ain't one up there, so shoot! Must be further down. Let's have a little look further down. Oops. Pulling out, big truck. Shit, I think I booked something further out than I thought. Everybody coming back in from the day's fun. What have we got here? Don't swear, I'm videoing. What hotel did you book me into? Quality.
Suites.
Quality Suites?
Yes.
Alright, I found it. Thanks.
Yes. Remember, I booked them, but I told them to make a note that you were going to be the one checking in.
Cool beans. There we go, there's the Blue Pig as well. That's the cool place. That's where we'll be dining. Love you, and see you later. And I'm just going to pop this right on the side of the road. Oh, we can't go too close. There's a fire hydrant there. Very careful of fire hydrants. Don't park on the fire hydrant or anything like that. So, where's my hotel? Have I gone past it? There's my liquid on the other side. Well, I might go see if they've got parking out the back. I don't think. It needs to be right here. Pretty good here, they'll let you park outside on the road and stuff like that, so that's cool. That's the entrance into the town. I'm out, I'm grabbing my bag, I'm gonna jump in the pool. And good morning all on a Saturday morning from Moab. Absolutely beautiful. So I've checked out the hotel. Truck is there, as you can see it, just chilling here a little bit. As I always say, it's very, very important to get out the bloody truck and get away. You know, I've done 6 days away, flat out driving, and it was nice to get out and have a hotel for the night, especially when you're not in my own truck as well, in the hire truck and stuff, and I ain't got all my amenities and goodies and toys and things like that. It is nice. It was a cracking night last night. Met some new friends, new people, had a real good laugh, and that's what it's all about, getting out there. And rather than just drive is not going to help anybody. It's going to no good to man the beast. So that was 4,000 miles since I set off on Sunday morning. Just short, actually, 4,000 miles. Down to Dallas, down to Houston, and back up here. Reloaded, where did I reload? On the way back, didn't I? Just north of Houston, Austin, and then back over here. So it's been a cracking drive, really has. Nice turnaround, big miles and everything like that. So that's 6 days, 4,000 miles. So, you know, I've made pretty good money on this one. We definitely have. So it is beautiful, and I really do like Moab, you know, it is. So it is 9 o'clock in the morning at the moment. I know what it's all about is planning your route, planning everything. That's what the main objective of the game is, that I find. So you work out your miles, work out where you're going to be and stuff like that. I've only got I think it's 1,100 miles left to do. I know I can get parked right outside the place as well where I'm going, so that's all right. It's just south of Seattle, so it doesn't really matter what time I turn up, because I'm not going to have a 10 hours off and then start again, you know what I mean, and be late because it'll be past the 8:30 delivery or something like that. I can get there at midnight basically on the Sunday night and know I'm still on the doorstep, you know what I mean? So if you work out where you're going to tip and things like that, and you know you can park outside, it makes the game a lot easier. It really does. Everything's like there on Google Maps. Just zoom in, you can see, you know, you roughly work it out. And there's always reviews. People love to put them reviews, good or bad, don't they? So I'm not in any rush to get set off anyway. I'll do 500 today and then set off a bit earlier tomorrow or something like that. And make the most of your time off. So this is like my microwave 34 right here. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I'm going to go for a walk down the town and get a coffee. There's the truck. We're not showing you the truck. Oh, God, bloody thing. Shall we show you the truck? I think I've shown you the truck, haven't I? Look at it. Oh, that rings a bell, doesn't it? Moscow, that'll be my buddy Nigel. Yeah, there's the lovely truck. This is a beautiful morning. It really is. The sun's right up there. You want to this is end of August now. It is quiet here. It really is. So you wouldn't want to be I don't know, I wouldn't really suggest coming this time of year if you wanted to do hiking or anything like that. Otherwise you're going to, even first thing in the morning, it's still bloody hot. You're going to be struggling to do any sort of big hikes or anything like that. You really are. It's up at 33 now at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's why it's quiet in the town. That's why there's nobody about. It's just too bloody hot. But it is beautiful, isn't it? It's out in my air-conditioned cocoon. What a magical place this is. Oh my God, I'm so lucky to be able to drive through here all the time. Here in Zion is probably, apart from obviously Washington, Western Washington, Northwest Pacific is my most favourite places on the planet that I've been to, obviously. We've had quite a bit of rain as well, so obviously you can see the different colours of the rock. Which I was talking to some outdoory people, the off-roaders, last night, and they were saying it made it real fun out on the trails and stuff like that. It's been really, really mushy out there and dirty. It all adds to the fun. So guys, I just noticed something really bizarre, and Richard had told me about this on May trucks. All May trucks and a lot of the big fleet, Swift and the likes of, they don't give you the option. You see there, we've got economy, that's manual, and manual. Economy, manual. I can flick in between economy and manual. I'm coming down price, performance as well. That is, what it is performance is your full power, 505 brake horsepower. Economy's 475, that's what it usually runs at, and you give it a little prod and then it's like nitrous going in. It's, whoa, wait, no it's not. Anyway, you can't really tell any difference, but and then you've got manual. But I'm just coming down Price Mountain up there. That's a big old 6 mile drag down there, and it will turn itself off if I don't give it a rev. It wouldn't let me select manual. As I'm coming down hills, I like to go into manual and hold it in the gear, and let's have a look, and come down the hill in 10th or something like that, and then you're not over revving the engine and things like that, you know, all happy, I'm driving the truck sort of thing. But I've been told a lot of these fleet ones, it doesn't give you that option. You can only only basically stay in automatic, which I think is absolutely bloody ridiculous. So they're actually, so you give the little paddle stick,
turn right onto US 6 West.
and in a minute, look, you can just go up and down the gears, do a couple of gears, whatever you want, you know, with a little paddle stick here, blip, 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 blip. It's like on your modern cars and things like that, which I think is absolutely ridiculous that some of the big fleets don't give you that option. Like I say, coming down the hill, it wouldn't let me go into there. So I'm just going to try it now and see what option it gives me. So I'm still in manual now. Let's get onto the road.
Take the next right onto US 6 West.
We're still going through the gears.
Continue on US 6 West for 29 miles.
Thank you very much. Let me just get out here. Get her going and then see if she'll go, and now it's just flipped itself in out of into automatic, and I hadn't pressed the button. We're in economy now. Yeah, it's back into automatic. So it only gives me, let's see, nope, manual shift not enabled. I can't go into it won't let me go into automatic above a certain gear by look of it, 9th or something like that. It won't let me go into manual. So it won't let you hold it in a gear, which I think, you know, is absolutely ridiculous really in this day and age. They're teaching, yes I know I'm on the puzzle, teaching new drivers to drive trucks, but not really teaching them the full extent of how they should be getting used to driving an automatic in stick, basically in manual. Fucking ridiculous. That'll be some prick in an office somewhere who's never driven a truck in his life. Oh, that'll be good economical and shit like that. Happy days when he's revving the bollocks out of your truck and it drops over 22,000, 25,000 and drops piston out the side. Then who's laughing at your company, eh? Dumbasses. Because they will over-rev themselves, they really will. If you let them, you know, in the wrong hands. You can all over-rev it and stuff like that, you know. It will let you over-rev. It will tell you a warning that it's over-revving and things like that. But that is one of the faults I find about them. If you're trying to be lazy drive and leave it in automatic, when you're dropping down a big hill like this, when your revs drop down to round about 16 or something like that, you've really got to pay attention, because it'll drop down into 9th, which puts it well over the 2,000 revs, you know, which you don't want it up there at all. You really don't. And if you haven't got the choice of manual to hold it in there, that's what's going to happen. But who am I? What do I bloody know, eh? Bugger all. Right then. That's pretty dark. Have a look out there, isn't it? When I get off the buzzy bit. Right then, the more I think about this dumb, stupid, not being able to go into manual on the automatic gearbox, the more it's quite frustrating me. I'm thinking more of the day. Collision warning. Where? Where? Really? Just tell me collision warning, that one. The more I it's annoying me. I think how bloody dangerous it is. If anybody's watched my videos throughout the winter, you'll see when I'm coming up to slip roads and things like that in the snow, bang, I push it into manual. You don't want it changing up and down gears as you're coming up a slip road and pulling back off again. Last thing you do is want to stop and it change up a gear or something halfway up the junction or something like that. So it's really easy, just bang it into manual and keep it stuck in gear. Now, you haven't got this option with this. So you're coming up to a slip road or something like that, it's going to change its own gear, it's going to do its own shit and stuff like that, and you're going to end up it's slowing down too much, or obviously, because if you start changing gear, it isn't the quickest gear change, you're going to start getting a spin on that, you really are, and you're going to end up in trouble. It's look bloody ridiculous, really. Definitely not thought about this. So if you're coming down a mountain pass, like the big old Soldier Summit there I've just come down, you would have to stop at the top and then put it into select manual if you want it to, like, Snohomi, the one I can't pronounce. You'd have to stop at the top, select, which is dangerous, sat on the hard shoulder with a load of snow about and stuff, select manual, then start riding down the hill, but don't let it go any higher than 8, because then it'll go into auto and it'll just do its own thing. Absolutely ridiculous. I will say, just remember though, this is on Penske hire trucks and stuff like that. So if it was your own truck, you wouldn't be able to go in the menu and change that and opt for a different selection. Like on my truck, it's the company truck, so I can just take it into TAs or any of the garages and say, look, I want this taken off, I want the idle taken, clean idle shit so it'll tick over, and things like that. You can get it all taken off. All happy days, but because it's a hire truck, that is locked on. You can't get into that menu. And none of the garages, unless you get, well, I don't know, you'd have to slip somebody some money, maybe, and you'd get them to sort it out. But as it stands, nope. And I think they'll know, because it'll probably send something back to Penske that you interfered and messed with it, and then you'll get into trouble, and oh my god, you'll be knocked on, won't it? That's why I don't like lease trucks. Okay, it's not your truck, it's still their truck at the end of the day. It's not lease to buy, yeah, you can do your own thing, but not just straight lease. You don't like that thing. I think it's dead money as well. I really do. For the price, I don't know what he's paying for these. I'll find out what he's paying for these My Mum's Choice book standard things. Steel wheels, colour-coded wheels to match the paint. I wonder if you get, oh no, they only do white ones to Penske. I was going to say, if you got a different coloured one off the leasing company of Penske, would there be colour-coded wheels as well with that, do you think? Like a blue one, blue wheels? No? I doubt it very much. Look at the smoke still, we've still got a lot of smoke lingering about. Bloody horrible. Air quality is not brilliant. So this is what a 70 mile an hour, well 75 mile an hour traffic jam looks like. It runs pretty well through Salt Lake City and all the way through here, which is quite a big built-up area. For about, it's a good 80 miles, I'd say, from the top and coming all the way up to the top and what have you. And it's only the height of rush hour that it actually does stop. Bear in mind, this is Saturday 3 o'clock, so everybody's got money, haven't they? They're all out there, spendy, spendy, spendy. Yeah, definitely keeps moving, that is for sure. Just like a big old magic carpet conveyor belt. Have you noticed, I think the thing is as well, you haven't got a great lot of lane movement going on. Everybody's basically sticking in the same lane, we aren't switching about, we aren't going, we're staying there. I think that's, you know, really does help to how it keeps going. I find this mannerism a lot. You will get the crazy one every now and then coming down like a lunatic, but majority of the time, and most of the time, everybody's just running behind, just following along until they get to the junction, and off you go. Why would you want to change things? We're doing 70 mile an hour. Well, I am. They're doing a little bit more, so you know, you're getting there. It's not as though you're doing 30 mile an hour. We'll be out of the city soon, and it'll all back to nobody about again. Cool. Here I am, still in the beautiful Penske vehicle. Oh my god, that's it. I've spent the last night in it. No more in this beautiful beast. Beautiful beast. Never mind, it's done well. It's earned me money, and that's the main. Look, I'm wowing the red light on. Change, please, light. Let me get out of here. Let me get the hell. I think I'm empty, actually. They're pretty good here. They don't mess about. So they won't unload you early, but they do on time when you get in and stuff like that. So that sounds like the stuff going in back there. So we should be out of here. Yep, that sounds like my bar's going in. I've been crunching numbers now for months and stuff like that, and the last few nights, because it's getting closer and closer to me wanting to get my own truck or be owner operator kind of thing and stuff like that, the time has come where I've got to make a decision, and you know, I've talked about it too long. And so I explained to the boss now that I'm looking at this other company, and then they green light. They've offered me, Anchor Trucking have offered me one of the lease trucks that comes in March. So it's the same time as if I was going to get one with utility as well. So now that really slings a spanner in the works, doesn't it? So, geez, you know. Ultimate, sorry, the other company that I was looking at, who my friends works for, I've just been comparing the numbers and crunching them all backwards and forwards. Man, my head is about to explode. So this is what I'm up to. Let's have a look. If you can read my terrible writing. There's my man now. He's just coming and delivering these. Very good. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much. There we go. Happy buds. We've got the bills. We're out of here. Yeah, so this is what I've come up with. I've a truck lease at 3,300 from Anchor Trucking. Load is actually minus 18%, not 20%. Insurance is about 15%. They pay by the mile. It's maybe a bit more than that at the moment. But I've worked it out on 10,000 miles at $2.6, no, what's that? 10,000 miles. Hang on, what have I done here? Oh, that's what I'm getting paid by the mile. Average 2.64. This is from Anchor Trucking. I've done them both at 2.64, averaging a mile. $2.64 a mile. Less 20% at Anchor. Take 20%. So that works out 21,000. Keep up with me. Keep up with me here. Whereas the 2.64 there again, 40%. Ultimate, take 40%. So that leaves 4,000. So that's quite obviously a big gap there. Bear in mind that price is for a lease truck. No maintenance, no nothing in there. Nothing. So what you see there is what you pay for tyres, everything. Road tax, the lot. Nothing. Servicing, nothing. Zilch, nada. But the truck isn't yours at the end of 5 years. Got it? Over here, you only pay $2,000, but the truck will be mine at the end of the years. You won't pay anything on maintenance and things like that, because Ultimate put $1,000 a month towards doing repairs and anything like that. It's a brand new truck, remember, as well, your spec. Basically your spec as well over here at that price, but not yours. Anyway, so but they take 40% for this privilege. They obviously want a little bit more for doing this, which at first I thought, okay, oh, you know, that's a low price. Is that you're getting a brand new truck, 5 years at only $2,000 a truck? So you know that's 120 grand for like a 200 grand truck. Win-win, you think? Yeah. You do think win-win. Then when you take into consideration the 40% and stuff like that, boosh, your figure all of a sudden starts dropping down. Does the profit margin and stuff like that. Let's have a look further down the scale. So then, after your fuel, I've put it really high because I've done it on this truck because it's only doing 6.5 to the gallon. So, you know, that's really, this is taking a lot off it. At 3.90 to a gallon. So I've put the fuel price up as well. Average 1,300 gallons to do 10,000 miles. Works out at 5,000 just over, yeah? Well, it's exactly the same there, obviously. Mine, to take all that off, equals 11,250 compared to 8,370. over here because of your 40%, remember? You're keeping up. I hope I'm doing this right. Somebody correct me if I are, because I think I'm missing something here. The link, maybe. Anyway, so then we go down here. If I take 30% off, 30% for tax as well, which this is just covering myself. I shouldn't actually have to pay tax because it will be written off in the lease. Okay? It'll be written off in the lease, but I don't want to take that gamble. I always want to put the 30% aside the end of the year just in case. So that should be a month after I take out 30% for tax. I should be left with 7,875, yeah? With no worries at all because it's all covered for on the lease. As long as the work keeps going. And that's only on 10,000 miles. I average 10 to 12,000 miles plus a month. So, you know, and I put it at the outside. So that's the bare minimum I'm going to get. Bring it over to here to Ultimate. At your cheap truck, it only works out at 5,859 I'm getting a month. Less my 30% tax and stuff like that, yeah? So, my cheap truck at 120 grand for the full duration of the truck that I'll buy for 5 years at 2 grand isn't looking that cheap at the bottom figure anymore. It's working out then is an extra 2 grand compared to over there at Anchor. See what I mean? So, cheap truck isn't looking too cheap now, is it? You know what I mean? So now, well, I don't know, I'm like, oh my God. So where do I go from here? So, I called the boss up, I explained all my stuff and that, and Casey's really good with us, and offered all the shit and stuff like that, and I need to go down and sit down with them and work things out. I was going to go over and look at a used truck, which I explained to him, there's a used truck over here, I'm going to go have a look at it and see it's 81 grand with a brand new engine in it and see what the warranty is. It turns out it's already gone. I've just called him up, so that's no good. But he did say to me, don't forget, you get a used truck, you aren't going to be able to write the tax off the depreciation. So then that comes back to my 30% need paying. You know what I mean? So I can't afford really to buy a used truck. I can't afford to buy it. I've got to buy a brand new truck or a lease to purchase truck so I can write this 30% off, and that's going to save me a shitload of money. It's very confusing. Okay, so I'm really done with this now when it's in traffic. Listen to that. I can't turn that off. I'm, what, 200 feet from that car in front of me. I think I've got to be about, if you set it at the lowest setting, look there, I don't know if you can see them settings. If you set it to 2.2 seconds, no, it's 2.2 seconds at the minute. If I set it to 2.4 seconds braking distance, that gives me, I think it's got to be 250 something feet away. You imagine you're stuck in traffic like this, you're never going to be more than 250 feet away. So you're going to, just like that, car pulls in. So it's going to continuously beep. Now, it hasn't been too bad going cross country, going across coast to coast, it wouldn't. But when you hit a town, such as if you were driving up and down Seattle or something like that, this thing would be a no-brainer. I would not work for a company with that thing doing that noise constantly, I swear to you. Companies really need to think about this hard and strong, because that noise is so frigging frustrating. It's fucking horrible. Constantly beeping at you like that. It's pretty obvious, dumb truck. I can see the vehicle in front of me. Yeah. The side impact one, fucking brilliant. Tell me somebody's down the side. Absolutely fantastic. Look, little orange light on the side. Goes really, really red if I put the indicator on, and goes bleepy. That's an amazing thing. Every truck should have that, I think. But this, nope. I did say at first I'd leave it on before, but the driver has to have the option. If you're going through a town or anything like that, it's got to be able to, or city, cause, you know, this like coming through Salt Lake City and stuff like that, you're bloody hell, you're 300 miles of traffic this could be if I was coming up Portland all the way through, well, 200 of traffic, you know, fast flowing traffic. So it doesn't do it when you get below a certain speed, but Jesus, man, that is just, and you know, this in the real world, you can't stay 250 foot back. That is just ridiculous, even to think of that, because, you know, the gap's going to be far too big. Obviously, this probably works in some prick who sat in an office who designed all this and decided, oh, that'll be a good idea, that'll stop that truck running in the arse of me and stuff like that. It doesn't work in the real world. It just puts more and more drivers off wanting to drive this truck. End of. That's what it does. And with this industry, it doesn't need that shit at the moment. Oh, I'm getting on one now. I'm getting a rant now going. Let's not get me started. Anyway, I'm going in to see Kenworth, the local dealer at Kenworth. I was in there the other day. I'm going to go have a word with him just to see how much you have to put down on buying a truck and stuff like that, and what sort of waiting list, and see what he can do with me. I'm going to go see, and this is going to make my head explode even more, isn't it? I'm going to go have a word with all the dealers and stuff like that. I'm popping into Freightliner today as well to pick my truck up and get rid of this like bloody thing. So yeah, so that's where we're going into. I'm just coming up to the junction now. So here I am in Kenworth Books. I've just been talking to Ross, the sales guy there. Brilliant guy. If you want to come by. I'm not real good on sales guys, you know what I think to them and what have you. So obviously he's going to be nice to me. He wants to sell me a bloody truck, doesn't he? You know what I mean? This is the one down at Donna's truck stop here, Everett, Washington. No specific. These are already ordered. I've been in here, shown you these before. Look at this. This is the old style one. The last of these are the Kenworth, and man, he's just taking the keys back, otherwise I should have shown you a look round, but I haven't got the light on my camera anyway, so it would be pointless anyway, because it'd be really dark in there. But they are spec gorgeous, these are. They really are. Your full leather interior, all singing, all dancing. This has the APUs and everything. This, for me to buy, they bought those, because they bought 36, they've managed to get them at, I think, 155 grand. If I was to buy one, it's probably going to be with the full owner-operator spec, all singing, all dancing. I'll be looking at 185, something like that. So 185, maybe 190, something like that. But with the Cummins, with the automatic, Eaton 13-speed, the lot, and stuff like that. The only problem is, this is a year out. We are going to do a little check into it and different things like that and see what we can come up with and things. But it's going to be a year if I want to wait for one of those. It really is. And that's the quickest anywhere. All the dealers are the same. And the problem is now as well, used vehicles, such as I said, what these guys got to offer, what they've traded in, because this is a SP, whatever they're called or something, which is a local company. But they're all double man trucks, and that's where the problem lies. So they're all team drivers with 5-year trucks, trading because the warranty's out on them and stuff like that. They're 6-7 million miles on them. I don't want a truck with 1 million miles on, that's for sure. You know what I mean? I ain't got time to be doing and messing about and getting underneath and stuff like that. I want to drive the thing. We all do want a new truck kind of thing. I hear you say, oh, you've got to start somewhere at the bottom and things like that, but no, it'll cost too much. I can't afford the downtime. It's not just the repairs and things like that, it's downtimes off the road when you're not earning bloody money. I've got to keep them wheels moving, like they say. So that is the problem at the market. There isn't at the moment any used trucks out there, and the used ones, they are the ones that I've seen that are right up there at a good price with a bit of warranty left and stuff like that at 300,000 miles with still 200,000 miles warranty. Fucking ridiculous price. They're wanting 110k for them, 110 grand. You know, a new one's at 100 and a box standard, you know, without the owner operator spec, without an APU and stuff like that, 110k. You aren't going to find one much for under that. And that's, you know, like a standard Freightliner or something like that, not even that. And then it's I don't know, it's for that little bit extra, may as well wait and get a brand new one. Really would. So I was hoping, look where I've been. Freightliner, new stuff again. They give me hats all the time. My truck's still over yonder, over there. So I'm still in the bloody lease truck, aren't I? So I've been in, I've had a natter with the sales rep and stuff here as well to buy my own truck. They're all about the same price. You can get me full spec, table, seat, the lot, but it's going to be summer of next year before we'll look at getting one. So, you know, everybody's in the same boat. So now I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm gonna really have to think about this. Do I wait? Do I take one of those lease trucks from Anchor? But then obviously I'm tied into the 5-year contract then of the lease contract, which obviously I'm still going to want the truck for 5 years. So obviously without a truck I can't do the work, kind of thing. It's you know, good, that's the way it goes, part and parcel. But I really would prefer to go down the I don't know, it's all over the place. It swings and roundabout. Like, I've just had some warranty work done on mine in there, you know, hose and things like that. Everything's covered. So, you know, I know my boss says, oh, if you get a lease truck, everything's covered on it. You don't have to pay for servicing. You don't have to pay for this, that, and stuff like that. But you know, with the warranty, everything's covered anyway. It's covered. The drivetrain's covered to 750,000. So you know that, and the tranny or the gearbox is whatever you want to call it. So you know, there is that peace of mind all the time. This is the biggest hat in the world. They must have the biggest heads ever in Northwest Washington. Anyway, so it doesn't look like the truck's. I don't know. I think he might have done it actually. The hood's down on it. What's he doing? Is he taking the chocks out? Is he moving it? What's happening? No, the hood's coming back up again. Anyway, they've been super, but that's another problem though. You're up against, you know. They're super stretched with staff, for lack of staff and stuff like that at the moment. So, you know, I don't know. Garages, when you're buying a truck, you need to look at how they're going to get it in. What's the time on the servicing? Would they be able to get it in ASAP? Do they give you a lease truck? Why, if it's off the road for some reason and stuff like that? Because it's not so much that getting something mended, it's your downtime off the road, you know. It's like, we've got one of those internationals that's breaking down all the time because they're renowned for it. It's got the international engine in it. That's just been off the road for a couple of weeks again, and 2 weeks or so, and then more time off the road other times. It's had 3 engines or something in 3 years. Pretty good going, isn't it? Maybe they should put a spare engine on the back just ready. Plop, pop it in. It will break, will this engine, very soon. But it's bad quality, it really is, on their behalf with the international. They've got a bad name for it, but you pay cheap, buy twice. But it's all right buying the cheap and stuff like that, but like I say, the downtime, and I think the lease operators as well, because it's not on the road, you won't be paying. There'll be so many days taken out, you won't be paying. If it was off the road for a month, you'd miss a month payment, something like that, which is fine. Wait, it's not really fine, because you're still not earning. There's still mortgages and shit needs paying, you know what I mean? So it's all right. You've got the benefit of not having to pay that $3,000 or whatever it is a month, but fuck me, you're still not earning. And then the odd time they'll give you a lease truck, like Richard, his truck was off the road. They give him a lease truck, he had that for about a month, you know, and it was a heap of shit. It was a horrible thing. Do you really need that? Gotta go, the wife's on. Definitely the week of free goodies for me. I've just been into Speedy Spire tyres, Easy Spire Speedy tyres, the local guy who we get our tyres off, and he's fitted me some bad boy Firestones this time. We're going to try them out. It does want tracking on the front end. I need to get that done. I'm just in here at garage, just fueling up before I nip over to British Columbia, over there, which is just a little bit over there, as you do. My trailer's over the yard, which is over there. And here's the garage here. So yeah, that's me. There's the border, just up there. Just about where that red car is now with the flashing lights, a little bit further up for them. That's into British Columbia, Canada. And away up there, grab a couple of plant racks. I'm on the plants. Do those. Oh yeah, let me show you this. Do the plants for Costco's down into Oregon. It's just I can't turn this off because this is I can't take it into mechanics either. They won't take it off me. Because it's locked in, because it's a lease truck, and that's the way it is. But if it was our own truck, I would be able to turn it off and on as I please through the menu. But like I say, this is a lease one, so you can't. And it's also got a 70 mile an hour speed limiter, which isn't a problem up to now. I'm nearly 1,300 mile into my trip, which up to now hasn't been a problem, because the speed limits are we won't get past him, this road shuts off up here. The speed limit's 65, 70, 75 through, and a bit of 80 through Utah, but not a great lot of it, you know what I mean? So I only usually run at 70, 75 anyway, to be fair. So it's just, the annoying bit will be when I get into New Mexico, which is another, I don't know, a few hundred miles yet before I get down to the bottom of New Mexico, and on the Interstate 40, which I've got about 700 and something miles of that, which is basically 75 mile an hour all the way across. But it isn't so much, it's the stuck at the 70. Because you've got a lot of your big companies running across there are got limiters of 68 and things like that. So it's nice to be able to have that little bit when you haven't got your limiter, pull out, overtake them quite speedily and pull back in, get out the way. Because if one gets a little bit of a ride down the hill like they do, they'll just keep you alongside, you know, like they do in Europe and England. So you end up with two trucks alongside of each other for miles and miles. Plus your fatigue sets in following the same truck, I think, at 70 mile an hour. It doesn't matter what speed it is, 55, 70, whatever. If you're stuck behind the same truck, fatigue is the biggest killer on the freeways, on the motorways, and that's a big thing. I think limiters basically are bloody dangerous. They really are. They're one of the most dangerous things I think out there. Like I said, they're like guns though. They're only as dangerous as the user, but I'm afraid there is some people who use it wrong and stuff like that. So if you take the limiters, they've got to be there on the student drivers, a lot of them, a few of them, because they will just go flat to the mat all the time, bad weather, fog, whatever. So them kind of people have got to be on. But I find anybody running with a limiter over here, they will stick flat to that limiter wherever they are, through roadworks, through villages, through anything. If that limiter's set at 65, 68, it doesn't matter what it is, anything below 70, they will sit on that limiter flat out to try and gain that speed. They will let that truck go down the hills. They'll be doing 95 plus down the hills. They'll let them roll, because it's generally just abuse of it and trying to catch the miles. I think, I don't know what it is. It's bloody bad driving really, but that's the way it is with somebody with a limiter. They'll just fly out everywhere. Whereas somebody without a limiter, I'll find, will slow down through the roadworks, slow right down through the villages and stuff like that, and the towns. Well, that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Fuck off. Anyway, so that's where we're at. Oh yeah, going back to the yard shunter. There's always that yard shunter, wasn't there? Back in the good old days. Usually back in Europe or England, it would have been, well, in England it would have been an FL7 or something or other. Scabby little twin axle FL7 sat back there, all rusted up and looking sad for itself. And if your truck broke down, oh matey, you were in that bad boy. And everybody knew that, so you'd all keep on top of your trucks, whatever. You would keep it going because you didn't want to be in that thing. Luckily for me, we haven't got a yard, well, we have got some yard shunters, but this bad boy was in there, so I can't really complain, can I? it's getting the job done, and I'm getting paid for it, and I can just run flat to the map there and get it home, and I'll still be home to go and head over to England. When are we going to England? 2 weeks, 3 weeks time or something like that. So I've got Dallas, then I've got down to Houston for the following day, Thursday. When do I look? Thursday morning, Wednesday morning, which today is Monday afternoon now. And I've got, how many miles did I tell you I've got? I've got about 960, I think, something like that to do. So I'll be there tomorrow night. That'll do it. I did 800 in yesterday, so it was a good crack. 700 plus today, 750 in today, that leaves me 700, so or something like that, I think. It's not that far either. It's not as though I'm running to the other end of running to Florida in it. I'm only doing 2,500 miles down to Houston and back, so it's like wait, I'm back 5,000 miles. Day run, isn't it? It's only that far on the map.